Join us as we make our way west to Grand Teton National Park, and we'll show you the top fun things to do with kids. Number 1 is fly into Jackson Hole Airport.
It's kind of a big deal. We got off the plane and Rosie said, "Whoa, look at that!"
When you fly into the Jackson Hole Airport, you fly in right over the Grand Teton National Park. This is the only airport that's entirely encompassed in a national park, and when you step off the plane, you're on the tarmac. Your trip starts right there, because if you're like our kids and you've never seen any of these kind of mountains, it is impressive stepping off the plane. Your trip starts right from when you get here. The airport is easy to access, rental cars are easy to get to, and then even as you're leaving the airport, you feel welcome to Wyoming with a really cool cowboy statue. The drive to your resort also won't disappoint, so don't miss it. Number 2 is to stay in or visit the Teton Village. The Teton Village is one of the places where you see the famous Jackson Hole sign, but it's an area of luxurious resorts that surround a grassy area that includes a playground, a stream, chairs to sit in, bars, restaurants, and just a peaceful view of the mountain area. There's a splash pad, places to play, places to hang out, and something really neat that Bennett hasn't used before, apparently, a water fountain. There are also shops and places to buy things, as I mentioned, places to eat. And then of course there are things that you can do for pay. One of those that my daughter was eyeing the whole time was a trampoline area, and so of course we tried it out and she had a blast. Teton Village also has planned events. There were several different concert type things while we were there, and it was just overall a really fun place to hang out. We even surprisingly saw some wildlife in the Teton Village. I wouldn't go there planning on that, but it was kind of a surprise. Number 3 is also kind of in the Teton Village, but it's to ride the gondola or gondolas. There's several that are open during the summer, and they take you up to see some amazing mountaintop views. At the top, it's quite chilly for the summer and windy, so be prepared with outfits appropriate for that. There's also a place to go inside and you can get some waffles. We loved the waffles. They were a little bit expensive, but it definitely was worth it for one time. As I mentioned, there's multiple gondolas, so we also took a smaller gondola up to a different area on the mountain, and it had a restaurant and a place to get a drink and a place to just sit down and enjoy the view. We did this later in the day, so it was much less chilly and more comfortable to sit around. Our fourth thing to do with kids in the Grand Teton National Park is to visit the national park, and we did it on a tour, and we would recommend, if you don't know where to start, taking a tour is a great way to do it. The tour guide brought us drinks, had a comfortable vehicle, brought the kids and us binoculars, and was totally prepared for a day, and of course, full of information. Additionally, although it's not the most important part, the guide also was available to help us take family pictures, and he was kind of an expert photographer, at least way better than we are. In addition to being super knowledgeable about the park and the mountains, the guide was also super helpful in getting us to places that had bathrooms, where the best bathrooms were, and which ones were kind of rustic. So, in people like us who aren't expert national park travelers nor big hikers, it was super helpful to be able to see as much of the park as we could, but also to do it in comfort style and have appropriate access to restrooms. Number 5 is to take a trail ride or a pony ride. Not everyone in our group qualified to do the trail ride, so one of us got to do a pony ride instead because of our age and size. But we signed up through the concierge at one of our hotels to do this horse ride. You could do an hour or 2 hours. For Rosie and I, as amateur horse riders, 1 hour was plenty, and we got to see some cool things along the way. Plus, it was one of Roseanne's first horse experiences. The horse riding place let Benny do his pony ride while we were on the horse trail, so that gave him something to do while we were doing that. And also, he's the most adorable little pony rider you've ever seen. 6 might surprise you, but it's to stay somewhere fabulous. We love a fancy or fabulous hotel. If you have an amazing hotel, it can also be part of the destination. It makes it a place to relax, be comfortable, have meals, and spend time as a family. As travel advisors, we often hear people describing that they're only going to, quote, sleep in the hotel, end quote. Even then, it's still at least 8 hours a night. Let's stay somewhere amazing where we can feel comfortable, be well rested, and get out to enjoy our days in the national park. We stayed at 2 separate places in Jackson Hole, both in the Teton Village. Hotel Terra is more of a condo-style accommodation with a kitchen and a separate sleeping area and living room area. Their rooftop pool is an infinity pool that overlooks the Teton Village. It's a great place to relax, and it's heated year-round, so you could visit even if you were here to ski. Next, we stayed at the Four Seasons Jackson Hole. It's on the other side of the Teton Village, but it's totally walkable and easy to get to as well. In this hotel, we stayed in a suite accommodation that also had a living area and a separate sleeping area for the kids. This hotel is a Forbes 5-star rated hotel, so it has all the amazing amenities and service that you'd expect from a Forbes 5-star location. As has been our experience at a lot of hotels, both of these luxury properties are super excited to have kids. They welcome the kids, they welcome the family, give out stuffies, and make us all feel like we're wanted and welcome there. Clients often wonder if luxury properties do want to have kids there or they prefer to be adults only. They love the kids at every luxury property we've been to so far, so bring your kids and don't be afraid. Like the Hotel Terra, the Four Seasons has a year-round heated pool, so whether you're here in the summer like we were or you were here to ski, the pool is open and warm. 7 was recommended by our tour guide. Get up early and look for wildlife. If you're like us and you ventured out early to look for wildlife but you still didn't see any, you still were lucky because you got to see an amazing sunrise over the Teton mountain range. If you're like me and you're not super outdoorsy, a trip like this might feel or seem intimidating. Guess what? This was one of the best trips I've ever been on, and there's so much more that we want to share with you on our channel. So stay tuned for more outdoor adventures at the national parks out west. If you want to book a trip like this, contact us for your travel needs. We're travel agents who never charge a fee, and we're part of a Forbes-rated travel agency, so we can get you the best rates, benefits rates, and help you do a trip that might seem intimidating, but we'll help you make it seamless. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.